Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Let's talk a little bit more about Jai Opetaia, who is kind of the man of the moment. Another devastating victory, this one over the inexperienced but big and strong-looking David Nika. Knocked him out in 4 rounds. That was a couple of days ago. Nika came in with 10 wins, no draws, no defeats, 9 KOs, and he'd never faced anyone of any real note. Same age as Opetaia, 29, 6'6", which is 4 inches taller than Opetaia, but the talent levels were just visible, and the experience was visible. You know, the difference in experience was visible. And Opetaia, as I'm sure you know, knocked Nika down. Then he knocked him out, and I mean out. He was completely separated from his senses. Nika got trapped on the ropes, badly stunned, and Jai, with his southpaw stance, had a free backhand, landed flush, knocked Nika clean out. And you do have to wonder whether Nika's going to psychologically come back from that. And that's down to him, of course. It's down to him. He is a decent fighter. He had a good amateur record, but no match for Opetaia. Now, I made a video yesterday, I think it was, regarding Opetaia, saying that I thought Eddie Hearn's comments that he should fight Uysk are kind of stupid. And I don't really want to see Opetaia fighting any heavyweights until he has unified, become undisputed at cruiserweight, which it seems like a perfectly doable thing. I'm a big fan of Opetaia, love watching him, but I don't see him as being a flawless fighter, an unbeatable fighter. No fighter's unbeatable, but you know what I mean. Sometimes when someone's at the absolute zenith of their talent, you think no one's going to beat this guy, like a Roy Jones or Mike Tyson when he was 20, you know. You think it would take someone very special to even hang with this guy, never mind beat him. And Opetaia is, I don't quite see him as being like that, although he is extremely good, because he can be hit. He can fade a little bit, like he did in the second fight with Briedis. Briedis himself, an extremely good fighter, but at 39, being dominated in the first 2/3 of the fight. And then he came on quite strong, and he was catching Opetaia. And, you know, it's all very well having power, and Opetaia definitely does have very good technique to go with it. But if you're in there with a crafty sod who can give you plenty to think about, make you wonder what they're going to do, and constantly offset you and contain the power, then you're going to be you need more than just the power. You know, you need that 12-round distance engine. And Opetaia, I'm not saying he hasn't got it. He went 24 rounds with Briedis and beat him twice, which is a hell of an achievement. But the one fight that everyone is talking about, and I understand why they're talking about it, is Gilberto Ramirez, who is fresh off his victory over Chris Billam-Smith. Ramirez, WBA and WBO champ. The WBC, I think, is still held by Badu Jack, who is middle-aged now. He must be in his 40s by now, surely, Badu Jack. And isn't really a cruiserweight. I mean, he picked up the belt off Aluna Makabu with an excellent late-round stoppage win. I won some money on that. I predicted that fight. But against Opetaia, nah, too small, probably too old. Good fighter, Badu Jack. I like him a lot, but at this stage of his career, I think that would be an easy belt for Opetaia to pick up. But Ramirez is a different prospect, a different, different challenge, I guess. You know, he's a 2-belt holder for a reason, and I don't see this as being any kind of foregone conclusion, which a lot of the Australian guys who leave comments on my videos, they seem to think, oh no, this would be another win for Opetaia by stoppage. Well, bear in mind that Ramirez is, I think he's about 6'2.5", a little bit taller than Opetaia. Let's say they're the same size roughly. He's 33. He's a southpaw. Okay. He's only had 3 fights at cruiserweight, because he fought Joe Smith Jr., didn't he, in his debut, won a 10-round decision. Then he beat Arsene Goulamirian, he's not without talent, but is completely inactive. Only fights once every time Hayes' Comet comes around, I think. Won a 12-round decision over him, and Billam-Smith lasted the distance. despite, I mean, it was incredible, above and beyond the call of duty courage and determination by Billum Smith. But Zerdo beat him, comfortably, competitively in some rounds, but comfortably. Prior to moving to cruiserweight, he lost a 12-round decision to Dmitry Bivol. But if you look at Ramirez, he's got 47 wins, 30 KOs, 1 defeat, just the one to Bivol, no draws. I don't think you can dismiss this guy as a threat to Opetaia. If they fought, would I make Opetaia the favourite? Yes. But the idea that Ramirez is some sort of, this is a sort of 80-20 or 70-30 fight, I don't buy that at all. Not at all. I think it's 60-40 for Opetaia at the moment. I mean, I'll have to have a think. I'm not doing a prediction video now, but I would make Opetaia the favourite. But Opetaia is not a particularly big cruiserweight. I mean, against Nikita, he was dwarfed, absolutely dwarfed. This huge 6'6" opponent who looked like he was, chiseled from marble. And okay, Opetaia got him out of there. He doesn't mind fighting the bigger guys. It's the same with Jordan Thompson, who's a very big cruiserweight. Not really world-class, Jordan Thompson, but Opetaia just smashed him out of the way in 4 rounds as well. He doesn't mind fighting bigger guys. He's so talented that he can fight bigger guys. But Ramirez is not, a 10-0 novice. He's not a novice to any degree. He's been a champion at a lower weight. I think he started off as a super middleweight, didn't he? Which is incredible when you consider how big he is. Because as a cruiserweight, he looks the part. He really does look the part. And he's Mexican. He's got that Mexican warrior spirit. He's not afraid to have a good row with you, to get stuck in. He knocked out Sullivan Barrera earlier on in his career. Tommy Carpensi back 5-6 years ago when Carpensi had something left. He had a tough fight with Jesse Hart. Two fights with Jesse Hart, wasn't it? Because he won them both. I think one was a majority decision, the second one maybe. But the point I'm making is, even though these are lower weights, he has fought at world level and has progressed to the point where he is a 48-fight veteran at 33. Again, if you look at Opetaia's, victims, I mean, Jack Massey, I'm a big fan of Jack Massey, but I wouldn't say he was world class. I'd say he was European class. Ellis Zorro got blown out in a round, was only ever at British domestic level. David Naika was a novice, 10-fight novice, fought no one. Jordan Thompson was inexperienced, really just a domestic level fighter. Okay, the 2 Brides fights do prove that Opetaia has the minerals, definitely. But to sort of make him a leagues ahead favourite over Ramirez, I think is a big mistake. Big mistake. I would make him the favourite, but I would not. It wouldn't surprise me if Ramirez sprung the upset. Now the question is, of course, where is this going to take place? If it does take place, Ramirez is a golden boy fighter. Okay, and Opetaia has a promotional deal in Australia, but he's also, Eddie Hearn has something to do with the promotional side of things as well. I think Turki Al-Sheikh at some point will probably put his hand in his pocket, his bottomless pockets, and put the money up for an undisputed fight. It wouldn't be undisputed because WBC is still held by the Badu Jack, but the fight that we want to see is Opetaia against Ramirez, which would be, apart from who will win, and what an exciting fight. Look at the styles. I mean, Opetaia, all action, very skillful, hits hard. Ramirez, come forward, very good chin. Ramirez, even at cruiser, I mean, he doesn't seem to have been remotely shaken. Opetaia, again, he can be clipped. He's been sort of not buzzed, but shaken. Certain fighters have got his attention. Naika did. Naika landed 2 individual punches, made a second and third round, which definitely got Jai's attention. So I don't know. I think this is a great fight. I'm desperate to see this fight. And this really is why all this talk about Opetaia being at heavyweight, I don't really get it. I mean, further down the line, maybe when he's 2-3 years' time and he's 31, 32, okay, try your luck at heavyweight. But Uysk, come on, man. And a couple of people in the comment section of my videos have said, oh no, Opetaia would knock out Uysk. I mean, where you're getting that from, I do not know. Is it impossible? Well, no, of course not, because anything you say could theoretically be possible. But is it very likely that he would beat Uysk and never mind knock him out? No, it's distant. It's a distant thing. You can just about see the speck of it over the horizon. But if Opetaia unifies at cruiserweight, then that maybe has a couple of fights at heavyweight to get his feet wet. Yeah, he can make a run at heavyweight. But I mean, ask yourself this: would he beat Justice Hooney right now? Justice Hooney. I mean, I think he probably would, but I think Hooney's got it all to prove. I've not been that impressed with Justice Hooney. What about what's his name? Teramoana. So good they named him twice. What about him right now? He's 6-0 with 6 KOs. Low level opposition, very, very low level opposition. But the size of the guy, Opetaia, clearly more talented, so much more experienced. But size matters. That's why you have weight divisions. Even Uysk, when he turned, from cruiser to heavy, even he was fighting. He had a little run around with Chaz Witherspoon. Witherspoon quit after 7 rounds. Then he took on Derek Chisora, non-title fight. He was building himself into the division. All this Eddie Hearn crap about put Jai in with Uysk. Why? Do you want to wreck the rest of his career? Do you want to wreck his legacy? He'll make a few quid, but isn't he making money anyway? He's very popular in Australia, rightly so. He's very popular in Britain, the UK. I love watching him. So things have to be done correctly. And let's see the Ramirez fight first. Because to be honest with you, if he can't beat Ramirez, what the fuck's he doing at heavyweight? You've got to use your logic here. I'm sick. I made a video a few days ago saying how sick I am of the idea of gimmick fights like Inoue versus Tank or Bud versus Canelo. All this bullshit. I hate it. To me, they're not proper fights. They're not realistic fights. They're stupid, stupid matchups for casuals who probably aren't even going to watch most of the fight anyway. They don't really know what they're looking at. And if that sounds a little snobbish, then, shoot me. I don't care. I want to see real competitive, evenly matched fights. And Jai Opetaia versus Gilberto Ramirez is one such fight. So let me know if you agree or you disagree. I know Jai is the man of the moment. He's very popular. I understand why. Fantastic to watch. Comments below, please. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button because they count them, so I'm told. And I do look forward to reading your comments. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend's nearly here. Enjoy yourselves and bye for now.